Imagine being able to dive into any subject, quickly grasp it, and master it like a pro. This kind of ultra-efficient learning might sound like a superpower, but there are people out there who seem to have cracked the code on how to absorb new information just like a sponge absorbs water. To be honest, I haven't been always one of them. In the past, I've tried to learn new skills or knowledge only to find myself overwhelmed and struggling to retain what I've consumed. It felt like no matter how much effort I put into learning, I struggled to retain the information. So I finally decided to dig deeper and understand how the sharpest mind out there learned and hoped to borrow some of their tactics for myself. A proportion of this video is sponsored by Loop earplugs. I will talk more about them later on. Now, think about the last time you tried to learn something new. Maybe you picked up the book, attended a workshop, or binge-watched an online course. You were motivated, excited, and ready to conquer the topic. But fast forward a few days or even days, and how much of that knowledge stuck? Were you able to confidently explain the concept to a friend or apply it effectively in real life? As a full-time YouTuber and part-time med student, my days are packed. Time, once a luxury in high school, is now my most scarce resource. Back then, I could get away with inefficient learning by studying all night, literally cramming, but that doesn't work anymore. As I stepped into adulthood, I found myself juggling a ton of responsibilities that I never thought I have to deal with. It's not about acing exams anymore. I also have to take care of my health, manage my business, maintain relationships, and pursue many interests I have. If I want to excel in my career, maintaining isn't enough. We're required to constantly try to learn new things, but with the limited time that I have it seemed impossible to me. And it's a frustration many of us share. We live in an age of information abundance, yet it feels like we're in a constant battle against forgetting. The challenge isn't just about acquiring knowledge, but making it stick. I've started to look into ways to solve this problem, and I stumbled upon a game-changing book, Ultra Learning by Scott Young. You might be thinking, ultra learning, oh, that's a genetic thing, like some people have the talent for it and I don't have it, I'm not the lucky one, etc., etc. Trust me, I've been there, I thought the same thing. The author of the book, Ultra Learning, Scott Young, is a living testament to the power of speed learning. He basically became internet famous by mastering the entire MIT undergraduate computer science curriculum, passing all of the final tests in less than 1 year. And that's 4 years of worth of classes under 12 months. And the best part of it is that according to Scott, this isn't just some superhuman feat or anything that is special, it's a process that anyone can embrace. But the problem is, most of us never even try, simply because we don't know how. Well, until this video. Okay, so principle number 1, meta-learning. We often start learning something without proper preparation. This might work for some, but for those who want to ensure their success, an ultra learning project always starts with meta-learning. This might sound complex, but it just means learning about learning. It's the art and science of understanding the best approach to grasp a new subject or skill before you dive deep into it. Imagine going on a trip without a map. You might wander around without the purpose, miss important landmarks, or even get completely lost. Similarly, starting a learning project without knowing the basics of the subject can lead to unnecessary setbacks, annoyance, and also wasted time. This is basically where the meta-learning comes in. The first step is to create a meta-learning map. We're going to break our topic down into 3 categories: concepts, facts, and procedures. Let's say I want to become a YouTuber, right? Concepts are anything that needs to be understood. Facts are anything that needs to be memorized, and procedures are anything that needs to be practiced. Next, use this map to identify which aspects of learning might prove challenging, and then brainstorm techniques for overcoming them. So step 1. On our map, under the procedures category, you find editing videos. It's a necessary skill for a YouTuber, but maybe you're a complete beginner. Step 2. Identify this now as a potential challenge, and every YouTuber has their unique editing style, right? Like with countless software options and techniques out there, where do you start? Step 3 is going to be time to brainstorm solutions. So instead of getting bogged down with professional software immediately, consider starting with beginner-friendly editing apps that have built-in templates, so that will make things easier for you. Open a beginner editing app, quickly piece together a short video, apply a template, and export. You can now do a simple edit in few minutes. According to the Scott Young, time invested in meta-learning sets your project up for success. As a general rule, allocate 10% of your total time you expect to spend on your project to meta-learning. From constant email notifications on your phone to the temptation to binge watch the latest Netflix series, modern life is full of distractions. We've all been there. You're all set to start and suddenly your phone pings with a new email. Or maybe you tell yourself, I'll just watch one episode and it's done. And before you know it, hours pass. Why does it happen? At its core, procrastination is about desires. Maybe there's a new message you can't resist checking, or perhaps the tasks that at hand just feels daunting. The challenge? Most times you don't even recognize you're in the thick of procrastination. It feels like you're taking a break. So it's time to turn the spotlight on and ask yourself, are you truly taking a break or running away from a task? Is checking that notification worth silencing your long-term goals? That awareness, that moment of reflection is crucial. Once you start seeing your procrastination for what it is, jot down the patterns, like what triggers it, when does it strike? For me, for example, an email alert is a slippery slope from checking one email to binge watching random YouTube videos that I don't even care. So here's a personal hack. During my prime focus hours, my phone is on do not disturb mode. And emails, I just get them two designed check-in slots in my day. No more, no less, I just check my emails twice a day. Overcoming instant gratification isn't an overnight task. It's a blend of self-awareness and also self-discipline. But remember, every single of us procrastinates. Like I procrastinate, you procrastinate, somewhere you admire procrastinates too. What sets the achievers apart is their consistency and patience in taming that urge. When you feel like procrastinating, be aware of it, have a plan, and be motivated to overcome it. So another problem is getting distracted. Even when we overcome the urge to procrastinate, another problem arises. It's external distractions. It's often not your willpower that wanes, but the environment that tests it. Now let me share a personal favorite of mine, which is Loop earplugs. These aren't just your average earplugs. I've been using Loop for quite a while now, especially during my focused work sessions. Not only do they remove the constant hum and buzz around me, enhancing productivity, but they're a lifesaver in noisy environments like malls, public transportation, concerts, you name it. But what sets them apart? Why not block sound entirely, right? First one is acoustic resonance. Loop mimics your ear's function, making sure sounds remain natural. And the second is advanced filter. Every Loop earplug undergoes through quality control to ensure sound frequencies are lowered equally without distorting the clarity. And also your ear deserves the best. That's why Loop offers a range of ear tips from memory foam to soft silicone. It's about comfort as much as it's about sound. Choosing earplugs isn't just about blocking noise, it's about sound quality, aesthetics, and also comfort and value. And with Loop, there is no compromise. Check out the link in the description to triple your productivity and take care of your hearing health. In the realm of ultra learning, there is a standout principle, which is directness. Ever sat in a class noting down facts only to wonder, when am I going to use this? That's because traditional classrooms often spoon-feed us information without the context of its actual practical application. It's like those language apps teaching you random words like precipitation when you might never use them in real conversation. I don't even know what precipitation is. Directness dictates if you want to get good at something, immerse in it. When I was learning English by myself, I didn't just study it, I literally lived it. Hours of YouTube videos, mirroring the words, the tones, having conversations with myself. And when I decided I'm going all in on YouTube, to become a YouTuber, I created non-stop videos. So next time you're caught in the study versus applied dilemma, remember, learning is best done by doing. If you're dreaming about becoming a software engineer, don't just watch tutorials, start coding something. Research shows that project-based learning leads to better outcomes than traditional instruction. By applying, by creating, by diving headfirst into projects, you don't just remember better, but you will improve critical thinking skills, which most of us lack these days. We've all been there, right? You spend a lot of time working hard on something, but then you get stuck and it can't seem to move forward. And it's frustrating. But this is where the fourth principle of ultra learning, drilling, can help. Imagine for a moment you're creating the perfect video. Your videos are smooth, your transitions are seamless, and your content is like gold. But something is missing. The views just aren't coming in. Could it be the thumbnail? A video's thumbnail is like the cover of a book. It's like the first impression viewers get, and it's crucial for drawing them in. You might be the god of video editing, but if your thumbnail game isn't on point, you're not gonna get the click. Instead of focusing on improving skills you're already good at, use the drilling principle to focus on one of your weaknesses. In this case, you need to focus mastering the art of creating thumbnails. By facing and addressing these weaknesses directly, you can improve your skills and learn faster. The key is to balance your strengths and weaknesses to become the best at what you do. I always remind myself about this. It's not about being perfect at everything, but rather knowing where to invest my time and energy on it. Have you ever been so sure you got a topic down only to blank when someone asks you about it? You're like, I know this, and when somebody asks you a question, you're like, I don't know. Or maybe you find yourself nodding along in a conversation, even though deep down, you're a little fuzzy on the details. That's what we call the illusion of knowing, and it's a sneaky enemy of learning. Retrieval is all about challenging that illusion. So instead of passively reading and nodding along, put that book down for a moment and ask yourself, can I explain this to myself without peeking? This simple act of recalling helps cement your knowledge. Now remember when teachers made you use acronyms in schools. That's because our brains love retention tricks. It thrives on stories, catchy phrases, and unique associations. Why? Because they transform abstract ideas into concrete memories. Think about it. Packing for a trip. You don't just throw everything into your suitcase all at once, right? Even though I do it sometimes. You arrange, you shuffle, maybe even roll your clothes for maximum space. Retention is a lot like that, organizing the messy jumble of information in a way that's easy to pull out later. After studying, give yourself a pause before testing your recall. That slight delay, it's like a mini mental workout, and just like physical workouts, your brain loves challenges. One way to give yourself time between study and active recall is taking a nap. During sleep, the brain moves facts from your hippocampus to the cortex, which stores long-term memories, enabling you to retain information. In essence, make your learning active, personal, and spaced out. Test yourself, challenge your recall, because the true mastery of any subject lies in understanding and retaining it, not just recognizing it. We often treat self-improvement videos as a quick entertainment, a detour on our path to actual growth. But I want to challenge this norm, okay? I want these minutes you to spend with me to truly count and catalyze change in your life. To make the most out of our time together, consider these actionable steps. Step 1. Research how to learn the material. Use concepts, facts, and procedures to draw your ultra learning map on a piece of paper. Step 2 is create your schedule. Allocate a realistic amount of time each week into your ultra learning project. Time block in advance before even planning your rest of your week so that you won't have any excuses later in the week. Step 3 is start learning. Make sure that you've understood ultra learning methods and take action. Please stop the video, take a piece of paper and pen and write down these things. Okay, don't just scroll and watch another video by doing nothing. If you watch this video, at the end, you need to take action because otherwise, I can't change your life. You're the one who's gonna change your life. So take action, no excuses needed, and I will hopefully see you next time. Bye.